Thanks for joining us today. My friends, this is Tim. Just glad to be with you as we consider what the Bible has to say to us today. I just sat down here and then all of a sudden the wind began to blow. I hope this will work, but isn't that the way it happens? But our reading for today was in Luke chapter 14, 15, and 16. Chapter 14 shows us a story where Jesus was invited to a dinner. And they were sitting around in the conversation around the dinner. I went to dinners in the kingdom of God and how wonderful that will be. And it was then Jesus told them a parable that we call the parable of the Great Supper. Now, normally at a large dinner, invitations would be sent out to determine the number who would be coming based on their RSVP. And then preparations would be made for the dinner. And then when the supper was ready, um, notice would be sent to those who were invited. Come, the dinner is ready. Come and join it. That's what's going on here. Verse 16 said, He said unto him, A certain man made a great supper, and bade many, and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, Come, for all things are now ready. And they, with all one consent, began to make excuse. The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it. I pray thee have me excused. And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray thee have me excused. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. And so that servant came and showed his Lord all of these things. Just a series of lame excuses that people have. The Lord had probably heard them all. One bought real estate and hadn't even seen it. And probably every realtor sitting at the table was thinking, Lord, could you give me his name? I've got something I'd like to sell him. But yeah, it's ridiculous to think that. Or another bought 5 yoke of oxen, and he haven't even given them a test run to see how they work together. I love the last one. I'm married. I can't come. Maybe that says something about his wife. I don't know. But they're all lame, and I probably heard them all myself. Sunday is the only day I can spend with my family. And the implication, of course, is I don't want to waste it by bringing my family to church. Our junior soccer team has a game today, and we all have to be there to watch them run back and forth. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Don't be ridiculous. Or it's supposed to rain. It's supposed to snow. It's too hot. Let me suggest this to you, my friends. Another way of understanding the meaning behind parables is this. When someone is doing something really stupid in the parable, that's me. That's the way I should understand it. Don't think it's talking about somebody else, because it's probably not. You see, their problem was, and the problem with so many people today remains that they're concerned about temporal things. And in each of these cases, the field, the cows, the wife, hopefully would all be there tomorrow. And yeah, they can see the field, they can prove the cows, they can please their wife tomorrow. Those opportunities. But then we read, the Lord said, The master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, Go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, bring in hither the poor and the maimed and the halt and the blind. And the servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. And the Lord said to the servant, Go into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. So those invited didn't come, and so the servants were sent out to bring in others who would not normally merit an invitation to the home of any Pharisee if he's giving a dinner. Those people who are poor and maimed and halt and blind, and even then the Lord said, Go out even farther than that, and compel them to come in. Those people farther out, I think, represent the Gentiles in this story. Now, if people were chuckling about some of the lame excuses that folks have, verse 24 is the heart of the message. I say unto you that none of those which were bidden shall taste of my supper. This is where the story gets serious. All those who were invited were shut out at that point. Now, probably those who were invited represent the Jews. They were the first invited to receive the gospel. Paul said in Romans 1:16 that it was given to the Jew first, and after that the Greek. But it applies to everybody, because there will be a last time for you. There'll be a last service, a final ministry, a last opportunity to speak up for the Lord. Several years ago, someone wrote a hymn based on this story, and the chorus goes like this: I cannot come to the banquet, don't trouble me now. I have married a wife, I have bought me a cow. I have fields and commitments that cost a pretty sum. Pray have me excused, I cannot come. Don't let that be said of you, my friend. I encourage you, embrace every invitation the Lord sends your way, because it may be too late. Well, think about that today, will you, my friends? Tomorrow our reading is in Luke chapter 17 and 18. I'll be reading there in those two chapters, and I'll look forward to being with you again then as well. Have a great day, folks.